In the last session, we discussed some of the methods to present numerical data such as ordered array, stem plot, leaf plot, and dot plot. These three methods are used for relatively small data sets. When the dataset is large, we can use other methods to present the data. This video will discuss three ways to present the data. The frequency of a particular observation is the number of times the observation occurs in the data. The distribution of a variable is the pattern of frequencies of the observation. Frequency distributions are portrayed as frequency tables, histograms, and polygons. Let's look at the first method, frequency table. Basically, a frequency table is a table that presents statistical data by putting together the values of a characteristic along with the number of times, that is, the frequency, that each one appears in the dataset. Next, we look at the histogram. A frequency histogram is simply a bar graph with the class intervals listed on the x-axis and the frequency of occurrence of the values in the interval on the y-axis. The frequency table is usually the starting point for plotting a histogram. The image shows a bar chart representing the exam scores of a class of students. We can find out what exam scores the students achieve by reading off from the histogram. The height of the bar above each exam score tells us how many students achieve that exam score. So we've briefly discussed a histogram. Next, we look at a frequency polygon, or ogive, which is very similar to a histogram. In fact, they're almost identical, except that frequency polygons can be used to compare sets of data or to display a cumulative frequency distribution. In addition, histograms tend to be rectangles, as we've just seen, whereas the frequency polygons resemble a line graph. In this section, we discuss frequency distributions and how they're represented in tables and graphs. In our next section, we look at the relationship between two variables using a scatter plot or scatter diagram, and how we graphically represent qualitative data using a bar chart or pie chart.